I'm going to teach you how to tune your young child's violin. I have my grown-up full-size violin here and two smaller, or as we call them, fractional size violins. The strings are in order E, A, D, and G. When looking at your violin, you want to hold it this way. Scroll up, chin rest up, bottom. E is the thinnest and all the way on the right. When you decide which string you're going to tune, you're going to follow the string all the way to the right. The E is the bottom peg, all the way on the right. I also want to bring your attention on the smaller violin to the fine tuners. Again, towards the chin rest, these little knobs. We're going to use them later to make the fine adjustments. You want to take a look at them before we start, and if they seem like they're very tight, that they're screwed all the way down, you want to turn them counterclockwise like anything in the world, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so that you have a little more room for adjustment as you go. Okay, so important thing to remember when tuning a violin, if you're not used to doing this, you might want to hold the violin away from you, because if you turn too hard and the string breaks and it hits you, that can be really painful. It's important when tuning the pegs that you push in as you turn. If you just turn and don't push in, it won't hold or grab. You have to remember it's just wood on wood, and this is why they slip. In dry weather, the wood contracts because there's no moisture in the air, and the wood just shrinks and lets go. So, like a professional orchestra, I start tuning with the A. In the other part of the video, I have given you the picture of the note on the staff as a reference, and also had the pitch playing at the same time. If you have a keyboard nearby, that would be a good reference, and I'm sure there are other places on YouTube that you can find those notes. So I'm going to start with A, and there's the reference on my violin. It's the second one from the right, a little thicker than the E, and you can hear that these two A's are not close at all. So I follow my string up. It's the top peg on the right as the violin is facing me, and I pluck with the other hand as I'm tuning it. And you can hear that it's close, and also the reason I have it braced on my body is I'm pushing in as I turn. If I just turn it and then let go, the whole thing unwinds. So it's not exact, it's close. I'm going to use the fine tuner later to make that other adjustment. So here's the reference on my D, the next one down. I switch hands. The D is the top peg on the left side of the violin. And you can hear that one's way off. So I push in as I turn gradually. And that one's pretty close. So I'm going to leave it. Move on to my violin. Here's the G. The G is the thickest, the one on the left, and it's the bottom peg on the left. And this one's almost even floppy. So I pluck and turn and push and pluck and turn and push. And I get it close. So there's my G. There's the G on this one. Switching sides again, and this E is also way off. Here's the reference E on my violin. And there's the E on the little violin. The furthest one on the right. Push in and pluck as you turn. And this one, be really careful. You yank this one, it's going to pop and we're all going to be unhappy. So it's pretty close. So now I'm going to follow my string down to the fine tuners, these little knobs. On younger kids' violins, they're usually silver. This one happens to be brass. These ones are silver. A professional violin only has one tuner, so that's why you only see one on mine. Here's my A. And even though that one sounds kind of off, it's close enough. I can use the fine tuner. Again, I'm plucking as I'm turning, so I hear that the pitch is coming to where I want it. And that's really close. So now I had the D pretty close. As you tune, they go out of tune. It's all to do with physics, which I'm not going to get into now. But the pounds of pressure on this little sliver of wood here really changes as we're tuning. And that affects the tuning. So even though you might get it perfectly in tune, next time you pluck it, it's out of tune. You just keep going. Be persistent. You'll get it eventually. So here's the D on mine. And again, it's close enough. I can turn that fine tuner. If you find the fine tuner won't work anymore, then you need to untune the fine tuner and go back to the peg. And here's my G, and it's just a little flat. So I'm going up, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Right means higher. And here's my E. It's closed, just a little flat or low. And I think we've got it pretty good. So here's the grown-up violin. the little violin. And now you can hand it to your child and they can practice.